All right, let's talk about one of the biggest goals for so many of us, building wealth. But, and this is a big but, we're not talking about winning the lottery or some lucky stock pick. Nope. Today, we're going to break down the core ideas from the brilliant investor and philosopher Naval Ravikant on how to get rich without getting lucky. It's a system, a skill, and we're diving right in.
This right here is the core idea, and it's incredibly powerful. Naval sees wealth creation not as some random event, but as a skill, like a muscle you can actually build. It's about understanding the game, not just working harder. And the best part? It's a process that anyone, any means anyone, can learn, even if you're starting from scratch.
But hold on, before you can start building any skill, you've got to be crystal clear on what you're aiming for. What does it actually mean to be rich? I promise you, getting this definition right matters more than you think. Okay, this is super important to get right because people mix these up all the time. You've got money, status, and wealth. Money, that's just the tool we use to pass wealth around. Think of it like an IOU for work you've already done. Status, well, that's just your rank in the pecking order. It's a zero-sum game. For someone to move up, someone else has to move down. But wealth, that's the real prize. Wealth is the stuff you own, the assets that are making money for you even when you're not working, while you sleep. That's the freedom we're all really looking for, right?
And that distinction leads us to probably the biggest mindset shift you need to make. See, if your income is tied directly to the hours you clock in, you're basically on a hamster wheel. You'll never get ahead. Real financial freedom comes from owning equity, a piece of a business. That's how you finally break the link between your time and your earnings. So, if owning a piece of the pie is the car that gets you there, what's the engine? Well, Naval says it's built on 3 core pillars. Let's break down exactly what you need to arm yourself with.
And here they are, the big 3: specific knowledge, accountability, and leverage. Now, these aren't just fancy buzzwords. Think of them as the 3 legs of a stool. They all have to work together. They are the actual, functional parts of the wealth creation machine.
So let's start with specific knowledge. This is not the kind of stuff you can learn in a classroom or from a textbook. It's that weird, unique combo of your own skills and passions. The stuff that feels like play to you, but looks like hard work to everybody else. You find it simply by following what you're genuinely curious about.
And the takeaway here is just brilliant. When you build something, a skill, a business that is uniquely you, you literally sidestep the competition. Why? Because nobody can compete with you at being you. Your authenticity becomes your greatest unbreachable moat. Okay, next up, accountability. This one's pretty simple. It means putting your own name on the line, sticking your neck out. Yeah, it's risky, for sure, but society rewards that risk. When you take public accountability, you're given responsibility, you get equity, and you build the kind of credibility you need to get the next piece of the puzzle. Without it, you can't build trust, period.
And that credibility is absolutely essential for the third and maybe the most powerful pillar of all, leverage. This is the tool. This is what you use to multiply the impact of your specific knowledge and your good judgment.
If you look back in history, leverage really only came in 2 forms. First, there was labor. That's having people work for you. Then you had capital. That's having money work for you. The thing is, both of these require someone else to give you permission. But today? Oh, today there's a brand new form, and it's a revolution. And that new form is what Naval calls permissionless leverage. What is it? Simple. Code and media. Think about it. You can write a piece of software, or create a podcast or a video series, put it out there, and it can work for you 24/7, reaching the entire globe. And you don't need anyone's permission to do it. It's a total game changer, the great equalizer of our time.
This is why people call leverage a force multiplier. With the right tools, your judgment, your effort, it's not just a little bit better, it's magnified. It's the difference between adding and multiplying. You can turn a small, one-time input into a massive 1,000-fold output.
So let's make this really concrete with an example. Think of it like a ladder. At the bottom, a laborer trades their time directly for money. One step up, a contractor uses the leverage of other people's labor. A step above that, a real estate developer adds the leverage of capital. But way at the top, you have a tech founder who builds something like Zillow. They're using the permissionless leverage of code and media, creating billions in value. See how each step up the ladder uses more leverage, more accountability, and more specific knowledge?
So, at the end of the day, this is the goal. You want to get paid for your unique judgment and knowledge, not for the hours you punch on a clock. It's all about creating systems that work for you, so that the connection between how much time you put in and how much value you create is completely broken.
Now, let's be real. None of this happens in a week. The final secret ingredient here is time. The real, lasting returns in wealth, in relationships, in everything, they all come from playing the long game.
And this idea of compounding, it's so much bigger than just money. Seriously, think about it. A good reputation built over decades of being a stand-up person, that's priceless. Business relationships that you've nurtured for years, they run on trust, not contracts. All these things compound, and they create these huge, nonlinear payoffs down the road.
Okay, so we've covered a lot. Specific knowledge, accountability, leverage, playing the long game. How in the world do we tie all this together into one single, easy-to-remember idea?
Naval has a great phrase for it. Productize yourself. It's so simple, but it's such a powerful reminder. The yourself part is your unique skill, your authenticity. The productize part is about applying leverage, code, media, capital, whatever, to scale that uniqueness to the world. It's the entire formula in just 2 words.
And this quote just nails the strategy. It's not about trying to be the best in the world at, business. That's impossible. It's about finding that very specific niche, your little corner of the universe, where your authentic self can be the absolute best. And you just keep tweaking and refining what that thing is until it's true.
And to wrap it all up, here's a final thought to chew on. The journey of building the skill set, of mastering yourself, of creating value for others. That journey is often way more rewarding than the destination itself. Sure, wealth will solve your money problems, but the process of getting there, that might just help you find something way more important.